Welcome back to my YouTube channel Coins History Coins VC. Today's video is very special because we are going to explore 4 amazing United States 1-cent coins. In this episode, we will talk about the history, design, mint marks, metal composition, mintage numbers, and current value of these beautiful Lincoln pennies. Top 1. The 1944 United States 1-cent coin, commonly known as the 1944 Wheat Penny, is one of the most historically interesting coins in American numismatics. This coin was issued during the final years of World War II, and its story is closely connected to the wartime economy of the United States of America. On the obverse front of the coin, you will see the familiar portrait of President Abraham Lincoln, facing right. The word liberty is clearly inscribed on the left side of Lincoln's image, while the motto, "In God We Trust," appears above his head. The date 1944 is shown on the right side. If there is no mint mark below the date, it means the coin was struck at the Philadelphia Mint, which traditionally did not use a mint mark during that time. The reverse back of the 1944 penny features the classic wheat design, officially called the wheat ears reverse. 2 wheat stalks curve along the left and right edges, symbolizing prosperity and agricultural strength. In the center, the words 1 cent appear in bold lettering, with United States of America written below it. At the top of the reverse side is the Latin motto, E pluribus unum, meaning out of many one. This wheat design was used from 1909 until 1958, after which it was replaced by the Lincoln Memorial design in 1959. The composition of the 1944 penny is especially important. In 1943, pennies were made from zinc-coated steel because copper was needed for war supplies such as ammunition and electrical equipment. However, in 1944, the mint returned to using a copper-based alloy. Interestingly, much of the metal used in 1944 pennies came from recycled shell casings collected from military training ranges. The 1944 penny is therefore made of approximately 95% copper and 5% tin and zinc. Because of this, the 1944 penny has a reddish-brown color when in uncirculated condition, which may turn brown over time due to oxidation. The 1944 no-mint mark penny had a very high mintage. The Philadelphia Mint produced over 1 billion coins that year, making it one of the more common wheat pennies. Because of this large production number, most 1944 pennies without a mint mark are not rare in circulated condition. Their value typically ranges from a small premium above face value to a few dollars, depending on condition. Coins in uncirculated, mint state, condition, especially those with strong red color, often graded as red by collectors, can be worth significantly more. However, one of the most famous and rare era coins in American history is the 1944 steel penny. A very small number of 1944 pennies were mistakenly struck on leftover steel planchets from 1943. These coins are extremely rare and valuable, often worth thousands of dollars depending on condition and authenticity. If a 1944 penny sticks to a magnet, it could be steel and should be examined by a professional coin grading service. Collectors often look for varieties and errors in 1944 pennies, such as doubled dies, off-center strikes, or repunched mint marks, in the case of Denver or San Francisco issues. Even though the no-mint mark Philadelphia version is common, high-grade examples with sharp details and original luster are still desirable. In summary, the 1944 1-cent no-mint mark Liberty Wheat Penny is an important World War II-era coin made primarily from recycled wartime copper. It features Abraham Lincoln on the obverse and wheat ears on the reverse, symbolizing American strength and unity. While most examples are common and affordable, certain rare era versions like the 1944 steel penny are highly valuable. This coin remains a favorite among collectors because of its historical background, classic design, and connection to a significant period in American history. Next, top 2. The 1946 1-cent coin of the United States of America is a classic wheat penny and an important post-World War II issue. This coin was struck just 1 year after the end of World War II, making it part of the first group of pennies produced during peacetime after several challenging war years. On the obverse front of the coin, you will see the right-facing portrait of Abraham Lincoln. Above Lincoln's head is the national motto, "In God We Trust." On the left side appears the word liberty, and on the right side is the date, 1946. If there is no mint mark below the date, this means the coin was minted at the Philadelphia Mint, which did not place a mint mark on coins during that period. The reverse back of the 1946 penny features the famous wheat ears design, also called the wheat reverse. Two wheat stalks curve along the edges of the coin, framing the central inscriptions. At the top is the Latin phrase e pluribus unum, meaning out of many one. In the center, the bold words 1 cent appear, and below that is United States of America. This wheat design was originally introduced in 1909 to celebrate the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth and continued until 1958. Because of this long production period, the wheat penny is one of the most recognized and widely collected coins in American history. The composition of the 1946 penny returned fully to the traditional bronze alloy after the experimental wartime steel cents of 1943. The coin is made of 95% copper and 5% tin and zinc. It weighs approximately 3.11 grams and has a diameter of 19 millimeters. The edge is plain smooth. When freshly minted, the coin has a bright reddish color. Over time, due to oxidation and circulation, many coins turn brown. Collectors usually describe the color as red RD, red-brown RB, or brown BN, and this color classification affects the value. In terms of mintage, the 1946 no-mint mark penny was produced in very large numbers at the Philadelphia Mint, with over 990 million coins struck. Because of this high production, the coin is common in circulated grades. Most circulated examples are worth only a small premium above face value. However, coins in uncirculated condition with strong luster and original red color can be worth significantly more, especially if professionally graded in high mint state levels, such as MS 65 or above. Collectors also search for errors and varieties in the 1946 penny series. Some examples may show minor doubled dies, off-center strikes, clipped planchets, or die cracks. While major errors are uncommon, they can increase the coin's value. Unlike the famous 1943 steel penny or the rare 1944 steel error, the 1946 penny does not have a widely known major rare variety, but high-quality preserved specimens are always in demand among wheat cent collectors. Historically, the 1946 penny represents a time of transition in America. Soldiers were returning home, industries were shifting from wartime to peacetime production, and the economy was beginning a new chapter. This coin quietly reflects that moment in history. Though simple in design, it carries the legacy of Abraham Lincoln and symbolizes unity and national recovery after global conflict. In summary, the 1946 1-cent no-mint mark Liberty Wheat Penny is a common but historically meaningful coin. It features Abraham Lincoln on the obverse, the wheat ears design on the reverse, a bronze composition, and large mintage from the Philadelphia Mint. While most examples are affordable, well-preserved red uncirculated coins can be desirable for collectors. It remains a favorite piece for beginners and experienced numismatists alike because of its classic design and connection to post-war American history. Next, top 3. The 1964 1-cent coin of the United States of America is one of the most famous and widely collected Lincoln Memorial pennies in American coin history. On the obverse front of the coin, you will see the right-facing portrait of Abraham Lincoln, a design that was first introduced in 1909 to honor the 100th anniversary of his birth. Above Lincoln's head appears the national motto, "In God We Trust." On the left side is the word Liberty, and on the right side is the date 1964. If there is no mint mark below the date, this means the coin was struck at the Philadelphia Mint, which did not place a mint mark on pennies at that time. In 1964, pennies were also struck at Denver, with a D mint mark, but the Philadelphia version carries no mint mark. The reverse back of the 1964 penny features the Lincoln Memorial design. At the top is the inscription, United States of America, and just below it appears the Latin motto, E pluribus unum, meaning out of many one. In the center is a detailed image of the Lincoln Memorial Building in Washington, D.C., and if you look closely, you can even see the tiny seated statue of Lincoln between the columns. At the bottom of the reverse is the denomination, 1 cent. This reverse design was created by Frank Gasparo and was used from 1959 until 2008, making it one of the longest-running coin designs in U.S. history. The 1964 penny is composed of 95% copper and 5% tin and zinc, giving it a bronze appearance. It weighs approximately 3.11 grams and has a diameter of 19 millimeters with a smooth, plain edge. Because of its high copper content, the coin originally had a bright red color when freshly minted. Over time, exposure to air and circulation causes many coins to turn brown. Collectors classify 1964 pennies by color. Red RD for full original mint red color, red-brown, RB for partial red, and brown BN for mostly brown. Coins with full red color and minimal marks are more valuable. The year 1964 was very important in U.S. coin history. During this time, the United States faced a serious coin shortage. People were hoarding coins, especially silver coins like dimes and quarters, because silver prices were rising. Although the penny did not contain silver, it was also saved in large quantities. To meet demand, the mint produced a very high number of 1964 pennies. The Philadelphia Mint alone struck over 2.6 billion pennies, making it one of the highest mintage Lincoln cents ever produced. Because of this massive production, the 1964 no-mint mark penny is very common in circulated condition. In terms of value, most circulated 1964 pennies are worth only a small premium above face value, often just a few cents due to their copper content. However, uncirculated examples in high mint state grades, such as MS 65 or higher, can be worth significantly more, especially if they retain their original red luster. Additionally, collectors search for error coins from 1964, including doubled dies, off-center strikes, clipped planchets, and other minting mistakes. While major rare varieties are not as famous as some earlier Lincoln cents, certain error coins can still be valuable. Historically, the 1964 penny represents the end of an era. After 1964, major changes were made to U.S. coinage. In 1965, silver was removed from circulating dimes and quarters, and mint marks were temporarily eliminated from coins between 1965 and 1967. Therefore, the 1964 penny is often seen as the last traditional pre-coinage change Lincoln cent before these historic adjustments. In summary, the 1964 1-cent no-mint mark Liberty Lincoln Memorial penny is a highly produced, copper-based coin featuring Abraham Lincoln on the obverse and the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse. While it is common and affordable in circulated condition, high-grade red uncirculated examples are desirable among collectors. Its connection to the 1964 coin shortage and the major changes in U.S. coinage history makes it an important and interesting piece for any Lincoln cent collection next top 4. The 1966 1-cent coin of the United States of America is a Lincoln Memorial penny and an important issue from the mid-1960s, a period when the U.S. Mint was working hard to meet heavy coin demand. On the obverse, front, of the coin, you will see the familiar right-facing portrait of Abraham Lincoln. This portrait was originally introduced in 1909 to celebrate Lincoln's 100th birthday and has remained on the penny ever since. Above Lincoln's head is the inscription, "In God We Trust." On the left side appears the word Liberty, and on the right side is the date 1966. If there is no mint mark below the date, this indicates that the coin was struck at the Philadelphia Mint. During 1965 to 1967, however, mint marks were intentionally removed from all U.S. coins to discourage coin hoarding, so even coins made at other mints did not display their usual mint marks. The reverse back of the 1966 penny features the Lincoln Memorial design, which replaced the earlier wheat ears design in 1959. At the top is the inscription, United States of America, with E pluribus unum just below it. In the center stands the Lincoln Memorial Building located in Washington, D.C. Inside the memorial, between the columns, a tiny seated statue of Lincoln can actually be seen with magnification. At the bottom of the reverse is the denomination 1 cent. This design was created by engraver Frank Gasparo and remained in use until 2008. The 1966 penny is made of 95% copper and 5% tin and zinc, with a weight of about 3.11 grams and a diameter of 19 millimeters. The edge of the coin is plain, smooth. Because it is primarily copper, the coin originally had a bright reddish appearance when newly minted. Over time, due to circulation and oxidation, many coins have turned brown. Collectors classify these coins by color, red RD for full original mint red color, red-brown RB for partial red, and brown BN for mostly brown surfaces. The color and condition greatly affect the coin's value. The mintage of the 1966 penny was extremely high, reaching into the billions, as the mint was producing large quantities of coins to ease the nationwide coin shortage. Because of this high production, the 1966 no-mint mark penny is very common in circulated condition and usually worth only a small premium above face value. However, high-grade uncirculated examples, especially those graded MS 65 or higher with strong red color and minimal marks, can be worth significantly more to collectors. Although the 1966 penny is common, collectors sometimes search for error coins and varieties. Possible errors include doubled die varieties, off-center strikes, clipped planchets, die cracks, and other minting mistakes. While major valuable errors are not widely known for this year compared to some earlier dates, rare high-quality examples and unusual errors can still attract collector interest. Historically, the 1966 penny reflects a period of change in American coinage. Just a few years earlier, in 1964 and 1965, the U.S. government had removed silver from circulating dimes and quarters due to rising silver prices. Although the penny remained copper-based at that time, this era marked a significant shift in American coin composition and minting policy. The removal of mint marks during 1965 to 1967 makes the 1966 penny a unique part of that special period in U.S. coin history. In summary, the 1966 1-cent no-mint mark Liberty Lincoln Memorial penny is a common but historically interesting coin. It features Abraham Lincoln on the obverse and the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse, is composed primarily of copper, and was produced in very large numbers during a nationwide coin shortage. While most examples are inexpensive, well-preserved uncirculated red coins can hold higher collector value. It remains a popular and affordable coin for collectors who enjoy building Lincoln cent collections from different eras of American history.